Hey everybody, I'm back with another Jurassic World Reimagined review, and in this review we're going to be going over the all-new Giganotosaurus versus Therizinosaurus. A bit of a story, actually. When I got mine from Beyond the Gates, the Therizinosaurus was missing the entire tail piece. So we are going to return it, and then my aunt was able to get this for in-store pickup after she got off of work. Here is the barcode, those of you who want it. Alright, let's open this up without cutting myself. Oh. Alright, got that open. Alright, let me get rid of this box here. Alright, so there's assembly required for the Therizinosaurus. Let me carefully cut this out without cutting the actual figure, because there's another one. There's quite a few things I'd like to say about this set, but we will go over that shortly. Alright, that's 1, 2. Alright, there's a third. I gotta cut all the straps. Alright, there's the third. I'll show you the scan code here in just a minute. Let's get through with the actual review. Damn, this is kind of hard to get out. Got it. I'll tell you this time, it comes with the tail. Which is actually shocking. Alright. As per most figures are, assembly is required. I'm going to close the mouth. Alright. I will say, I kind of wish they wouldn't have shrunk this, but I don't really want to get anything to compare it with because it's all on the shelf, and I don't want to take apart the whole shelf just to, get, and then have to put it back together. So let's go over this reimagined Giganotosaurus. I could have expected them to make this one at some point, but it's kind of cool. I do like the colors. It actually looks more like a Joker this time. They went with the Kenner 1993 Screamer Dilo colors, which is an interesting choice, in my opinion. I do like the amount of paint that they gave it. Maybe would have liked some paint on the back here to distinguish the thick scales, but it's something minor. I do not like how they used the mainline head from Dominion. I would have rather them retooled the Hammond Collection one, since they've done that with the Therizinosaurus for Chaos Theory. I don't like these interlocking teeth. I don't like how it's got that. It's something that the one in the movie does not have. So this entire figure, except for maybe the head, arms, and legs, are entirely real feel. I guess I can compare with these two, I guess, since they're in this bucket here from stuff from my mother's house. So we'll put that there. Yeah, they shrunk it a little bit. I'll put this right there. Alright, let's go over the colors. The other thing I'd like to point out is, why would they give it round pupils? The one in the movie had the slit pupils, and the Therizinosaurus should also have slit pupils, but it's kind of minor. I guess that one, I don't know. Whoops, I'll worry about that in a minute. Let's go over the coloration real quick. The lower jaw and arms are casted in a off-white. You got this pattern going over the mouth and around the eyes, going all the way down, covering up the arms. Here's a slit in the belly so it can eat other figures. Here's the scan code. And then that white stops right here at the tail, as expected. Then you got a little tiny patch of red on the throat, which I think is kind of a nice touch in my opinion. But yeah, the eyes are done in an orange color. And the piece here is all hard plastic, but from here all the way down towards the end of the tail is rubber, except for maybe this area here. It's kind of harder. That's where the wire attaches to, but the tail does have bendy wire in it, like that, which the Indominus and the Red Rex have the bendy wire tail. The jaw can open up 2 places like that. Extra wide bite. The teeth are done in a plastic insert that are very soft. Actually, a little too soft. But colors are really good. I just kind of wish they would have improvised on the head a little bit. But other than that, it's a solid figure. Oh yeah, the arms can move forward, backwards. They can go out and in like that. And the legs, the hips can go out and in. The legs click back and forth like that. And this does have a sound feature, which we will go over now. If I can find the button. Where's the button? There it is. Basically the same sounds from the original Strike and Roar. I don't remember the name of it. From Dominion. Oh, there's the Red Rex. Right here. Alright, I got the Red Rex. So now I'm gonna put him like right here. Alright, basically the same sounds as the original one. I'm going to put the Indominus and the Rex just down here so that I have some more room to review. But now let's take a look at the Therizinosaurus. I will say I don't really like that they made it smaller than the other ones. But it's basically got that same sculpt as the original, only a bit shrunken down. It's a lot much smaller, actually, a lot smaller. I will say I do really like the color scheme. I do like the tiger striped color, I guess if you want to call it that. I do really like how it's more posable, and honestly, this would have been just good if it were just posable instead of having this button here, which we will go over that here in a minute. Let's go over articulation real quick. It's very simple. The mouth can open and close. Alright, open and close. The teeth are kind of big, but it's not something I'm too worried about. They are not a plastic insert like the Giga. The head is on a ball joint, and so is the base of the neck. So you got a pretty wide range of articulation just in the neck here alone. The arms are kind of posable, but not really. But the hands are posable, so you can pose the hands however you'd like. The claws here are painted, as well as the feet claws, but not the dew claw. That's kind of obvious. The arms can go out and in, but it's really stiff, so I would be very careful with it. Legs can go forward, backwards. They can go out and in like that at the hips. And the tail is on a ball joint, and the feet can spin around like that. Alright, here is the scan code for those of you who want it. Alright, let's go over the color scheme real quick. I do really like this color scheme a lot, actually. Obviously, the beak is not painted, which is kind of a shame, but it's something minor. The lower jaw is casted in a white, and then that white goes all the way down just where the hips are, stopping there, and you have this black, I'm called black, color scheme striping around the eye and going all the way to the front towards the beak. And then you have the black patterning going all the way down the back, going down. The button is right here. And then you got some of that going down the tail. And then you have some more patterns on the side here. And you have some patterns on the legs here. So I will say I do really like the colors on both of these. I will say I do wish that the sculpt was a little different. I'm honestly fine with the old sculpt for the Therizinosaurus. Just make it bigger, or just better yet, don't make it smaller. I would have honestly rather of them used this sculpt from the Chaos Theory one because it has the more accurate shaped head, but it's all minor things other than really the eyes. I don't get why they made the eyes with a round pupil, but again, that's kind of minor. Alright, let's go ahead and compare with these figures that I have here, since I don't have to get them all off the shelf. Here's the Real Feel Indominus Rex that came out earlier this year. And here is the Red Rex that also that came out a couple years back. Let me see. They're pretty much the same size, length, height. Maybe the Giga's a little bit bulkier, but other than that, it's decent. It's another Real Feel figure, which is always welcome. I'm trying to remember how it was in the movie. Oh, that's cool. I can pose it in its walking position. That's actually kind of cool. I do really like that. Well, it's kind of in its walking position, but sorry if you couldn't really see me. Let's put the arms up like that. You got the Giga over there, and then Rex, like that. It's definitely a really cool set. I do really like the idea that they're doing colors from older Kenner figures and putting them onto new dinosaurs. However, I don't want them to overdo it and do it incorrectly, or maybe use the wrong dinosaurs. I would love for them to make a Real Feel Velociraptor that looks better than the one we got coming. However, I do really like the idea. I just don't want them to overdo it. But this set, decent set. I would pick it up if you want something new, something different. But, yeah, I'll see y'all the next one. I don't know when my next Jurassic World review will be, but it'll definitely be the Duncan Kincaid and Velociraptor, and Ruby and Delgado and Parasaurolophus. I'm going to try to get them both together and review them both together. I don't know when that will come out. I would really like to get them soon. Oh wait, there's a Giga right here. I didn't even see that. Here's, forgot to mention one other. Didn't even, ooh, good save. Here's this Giga, and here's the very original one. Sculpt's pretty much the exact same, but I will mention that the feet on this Giga appear to be smaller than the old one. So, yeah, decent set. Honestly, for them, it's 1 step forward, 3 steps back. I'm gonna see y'all later. It's really hot in this room. I need to shower. I'll see y'all in the next one.